Daytime Tri-Cities is sponsored by AFI, your financial North Star.
The Russian invasion of Ukraine is having effects on monetary and financial markets across the globe, and this global crisis could potentially affect financial investments here at home. And this morning, for Making Money Manageable with AFI Advisors, Peter Raber joins us to discuss what we should keep in mind during these times when things are definitely out of our control. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, it seems like it's changing. All across the globe, changes are happening to markets across the globe.
Everything is accelerating, it feels like, and part of that, I think, is really important to recognize the fact that we have so much more access to information now. And so we're seeing this situation play out in front of us way differently than what we've seen in the past. And I think by seeing it through social media, through news coverage, through embedded reporters, all the different takes that we get on it can make it feel very anxious causing effects, more so than what we would have seen even in 2014 when we had a similar event with Russia and Ukraine. Now, that didn't last as long and wasn't as violent. But it's a different world that we're living in now, and it's affecting the markets differently.
And people are starting to see their portfolios change pretty much on a daily basis. What should they keep in mind during this time?
I think it's really important to take a step back, recognize and have the empathy for the human event that's going on, and try to deal with that in one way. And so whether that's supporting causes or doing whatever you feel like you need to do on that, and then to take that deep breath and look at the financial situation. And any time we have one of these events, and we've had multiple here lately, going back through COVID and everything else, we go through a process. Has anything changed in your values? Has anything changed in your goals? So that would be on the personal side. And if nothing's changed there, then we can start looking, well, has anything changed on our side through the process of what we do, or the products or investments that get used? So if, for example, you had a Russian-based mutual fund, that's a product that we need to change, but that's not a value that's changed on your side of I'm retiring or I want to have this goal in the future. So we try to really boil it back down to, has anything changed on the client side versus has anything changed within the market? And sometimes we can make minor tweaks within what we're doing in your portfolio, but not change everything all at once, which is sometimes that inclination.
And what is, if you could pinpoint one mistake, what's the one mistake you want to avoid during this period of time?
I think the biggest mistake that is, and it's a natural mistake, that's what makes it feel so bad, is that panic. I want to go to cash, I want to be safe. And if I pull back and I allow that fear of everything that's going on to dictate my actions, that can be the biggest mistake of all. So I like to give people a couple of examples to try and alleviate that fear. And the first would be is if we went back to January of 2020 and I told you we're going to have a global pandemic that's going to last longer than everybody's expecting, and Russia's going to invade Ukraine with way more military force than we've seen in the past, what would you think your portfolio would have done through the end of February? And if we go back and look at the stock market's up 40% during that time period. And that seems so counterintuitive. Same type thing if we go to October of 2007 and you add in, we're going to have the biggest financial recession that we've seen since the Great Depression. The stock market's up 300% since that time period. So yes, these events happen. Hopefully we've built your portfolio and you've asked the questions up front so that we build it in the right way, that we can handle these unknown things, because we know that they're going to happen. We just don't know what, when, or why.
And I like the fact that you're talking about the individual. Because when people come to you, it's not a blanket that you throw over everyone. You take each person individually.
Individually, right. So if somebody's about to retire, maybe we do take a little bit off the edge. Maybe we go from a 60% in the stock market to 55%, that type tweak. But if someone's 30 and just starting out and has some money to invest, maybe we plunge that in and say, well, this is a buying opportunity for the long term, because normally the stock market's going to really perform for us in the long term, even though it's going to be scary in the moment.
All right, Peter Raber, thank you so much for stopping
by
today. Some great information that we need to keep in mind during these times. We
Absolutely.
appreciate it. Folks, let's give you some information about AFI Advisors, located right there on Fort Henry Drive in Kingsport. If you have a question, they would love to hear from you. Give them a call at that number right there on the screen. Check out their website as well.
The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities is sponsored by AFI, your financial North Star.